just lightly. I'm sorry.
Before y'all get into that, I keep thinking solving top 8, and I keep.
Oh no! I'm freaking out.
What is it?
Hello, I am Liam Latif here with.
Grammy Money.
And bruises?
So we were just talking right before the camera started, and you guys were talking about starting this company, and it was important to you that this was open source. Can you speak to why that is the case for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we got our start building open source projects, and we felt like it was really important to contribute back to that and make anything that we made really accessible for people to modify and contribute to. And it's paid dividends. We have a huge community of people that are like really working towards building their perfect controller, and someone sees that and says, "Oh, that I really like that idea. Let me add to that." And it's just thriving and fascinating.
And you said that was both for hardware and software, yeah?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. And also, when you say community, are you just referencing the open source community as in general, or do you actually have like a team working on it, or how's that work?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. We've definitely hired out some developers to work on a few projects. Recently, one of them is our open source remapper. It's really incredible. We worked with Haystacks, an incredible developer from the UK, who built out Haybox for the firmware of our controllers. So, it's been really great. We've been just kind of working with the community and trying to give back as much as we can. And as creatives, we want to make sure that other creatives can join in on the fun and build off of that.
Speaking of, what made you build a business in the FGC?
Well, ultimately, this guy right here, Grammy Money, decided that he wanted to have a box-style controller, and ultimately nothing was available on the market. Things were, on pre-order, or they, were just inaccessible. So just kind of looked at some GitHub repos and decided, hey, should I make the initial investment to build a couple controllers? And one controller led to, wow, a couple friends kind of wanted to purchase it, and then we had to build another 10 controllers for more people that wanted them, and slowly we just kind of started evolving it. So yeah, it was just kind of over time. I hope I nailed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that pretty much it?
Yeah.
We were also talking before the camera that you guys are musicians. You classically trained, and you more contemporary at the EDM side using Ableton. Would you say there's any correlation between music and the FGC?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you talk to pretty, like, you throw a stone, you're going to hit a musician at an event like this, right? I think the same insanity that draws people to music of like even on the classical side, right, of, oh, I'm going to practice the same thing over and over and over again until I get it right, and the almost competitive like grind of gaming, and particularly in the FGC, like the very like, hey, it's me, there's no team, it's I need to do it right.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously the meme, right, Melee is jazz, right? But I think there's an expression to fighting games that a lot of other games don't have nearly as much potential for or room for.
100%.
And I think that draws a lot of musicians, where music has that very similar quality, where you can hear a whole band of people, but if that one guitarist is someone and you know their style, you can recognize them from across the room.
Well,
right?
specifically with Melee too, specifically the DI is because in every other game, like I come from Marvel vs. Capcom, and once someone lands a crouching light, for the next 13 seconds, you don't really need to touch your controller from a defensive standpoint.
Yeah.
And yeah, as much as it is a meme, like it is definitely freeform jazz in the context of just like, it comes from the soul almost, I feels like.
Yeah, like the way I think about it, Melee, when you hear something like an all-star game in basketball, right?
Yeah.
It's usually the two teams are competing, but there's still this synchronicity of like, oh, we're gonna set ourselves up for these really big moments and things like that. And I feel like Melee has the potential for that as well. Like, if things go right on both sides, you get this beautiful game that happens, and I think it's
performance. It really is. It reminds me of busking. This guy busked downtown Dallas for many years. Jazz musician, traveled all over. So, it's if you get in that pocket, right? Like when you're all jamming, it's the same way with music as with gaming.
Setting you up because I didn't tell you this beforehand, but if you can answer it on the fly, what's your favorite FGC match?
Match?
Yeah. Or moment. If
Smash counts, right?
Of course.
I mean,
It counts.
I have two. Is that okay? I have two.
I don't know.
So I think it's the same for us. The first thing we ever watched together was Summit 11 Grand Finals Mango Zane, right?
Let's fucking
That
go.
final,
Yes, sir. You were talking about freeform jazz, brother. Yes, sir.
the final like the final shine spike at the end, $50,000 shine. It's so magical, man, and just the release of Mango. Oh my gosh! So it's either that or a personal one, and I don't know if you would agree. Salt winning Low Tide City 2023.
That's
That was the first event that we ever went to as a business, and Salt is like, I love her. Like she's like one of our best friends, and to see her, that was like her first really big win, where it was like, and all the DFW just rushed onto the stage, and everyone's hugging her, and it was just incredible.
So, speaking of Salt, she just someone just walked by and said they made top 8. So we love that.
Salt, we love you. We got this.
She's happy.
All right, I know you guys are closing up, so I got one last question for you. What is your future plans with the company?
You go ahead.
Well, so, with our musical roots, I think we really kind of want to, pivot our projects into something more musically creative. So we are both really interested in Euro racks and synthesizers. So we definitely want to kind of see what we can do in that space between hardware and maybe VSTs, something like that. So definitely something in the musical side of things. But we definitely want to, keep up the gaming side as well. As, we like both.
Yeah, I think there's a space for everything, right? Like as Graham as a company gets bigger, the footprint of what we can cover gets bigger as we hire people and things like that. And I think, we love gaming. It's our passion. I'm going to be a lifelong gamer. Nick's going to be a lifelong gamer. But I think I definitely think that we have interest in music. We've talked about literal typing keyboards as well.
Yeah.
There's just we want to take the expertise that we've gotten from this very niche realm and apply it into a way where we can both expand our reach, but also give back to the FGC with more events and things like that, where we can really make a bigger impact because we have a bit bigger budget. That's the dream.
Of course. All right, last question for you. Where can they find you on socials?
All of you.
So our website is grahamctrl.com, and then for Twitter it will be at Graham Controllers. Same on Blue Sky, will be at grahamctrl.com, and then what else do we got? YouTube as well. Graham CTRL on YouTube. And we've got some build guides and stuff over there.
The controllers feel great. Please, if you get a chance, come try them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Great talking
Yes,
to you.
likewise. Thank you.